I made 2 drawings for this piece. Here you go on the other side of the paper. This was going to be the one I would paint, but I changed my mind, so I created the other one. This is a character from the Sims 4 video game. It's been a while since I haven't continued my Sims illustrations. I used to select them by making a poll on Instagram and letting people vote for the next Sims illustration. But since I haven't been using Instagram much, I just decided to pick whichever sim I felt like painting at the moment. So I selected her. I'll put the name on the screen. I don't even know how to pronounce that. So I will just call her Kalama. That's as far as I can pronounce. Kalama. She comes with the Island Living expansion pack, which allows you to create mermaids or be a mermaid in The Sims. The Sims 4 has many expansion packs, and this one is one of my favorites. If you could only get one pack, this would be my pick. Because I love the fact that you can be a mermaid or triton, and you can live in the islands. My main Sims household is always mermaids. Right now my main household lives next to the active volcano in the island world. The world is called Sulani. How the mermaids work in The Sims is that you have a human sim form and your mermaid sim form, which only shows if you enter the water. Like the ocean or a pool, even a bathtub. So this is Kalama's mermaid form. In her mermaid form, she has these shark eyes. I call them shark eyes. They are completely black. That makes her look creepy in my opinion. But also she has a very striking look because of it. So I wanted to illustrate her. When it comes to personality, I kind of hate her. She's not a nice sim, she has that mean personality trait. It's called méchant. I guess it translates to mean in English. Sorry, I play them in French, so maybe the words and terminology is not correct. Anyway, every time I tried to make my Sims befriend her, she's just mean to them, so I don't like her. But she looks cool and very unique in her mermaid look. I decided as well for this illustration to include a background, and not focusing only on the character. That's why I made the 2 drawings. The first one was too focused on her, she was just underwater. But the second one I tried to have her in the background. Many Sims, since they come with different expansion packs, they are very linked to their environment, to the world they come with. I felt that in order to make these illustrations better, I should try and show parts of the environment that they come with, if that makes sense. Maybe I should have done that with the previous illustrations too. For example, when I painted Caleb Vatore, the vampire, that's another sim that comes with a very iconic world. No other world is like it. It could have been fun to add part of that to the painting. So from now on, I will try to include it. So she's in the ocean in Sulani. I wanted a pretty sky, so I made her be in the sunset. I started by adding the color with watercolors. The watercolors are more vibrant than the tempera, and I wanted to have some vibrancy of color in the piece. And after I chose and applied the colors, I started painting opaquely with tempera paints. Her fish body and the scales on the torso are meant to be white. I added some blue to have some variety on it, but in some parts I felt like I added too much dark blue. So I spent some time trying to get those scales right. I kind of messed up her skin color at first. She's supposed to be a white woman, but not completely white. Not literally white, I mean. I added some purples on her skin tone, but I think she still looks a bit pale. She's meant to have black hair. At first I was using full black, but I decided to add some blue hues on it. Otherwise it would look too dark in comparison to the rest. It was looking too stark. When painting the islands in the back, I wanted to paint light and dark. However, because they are far in the distance, I want to show some atmospheric perspective. So I tried not to darken the values too much, just to show that distance. I struggled with the sky. I wanted to keep the amount of vibrancy, but with the tempera it took me a while to get nice colors. I tried adding some reds on top, but it ended up being too dark. I spent a good amount of time trying to tone down and brighten that area. I also tried to get some saturated yellows in there, and some soft pinks for the big cloud. There are two clouds or clumps of clouds that I wanted to represent as being closer. I painted them darker. I used some purples on it. Maybe they'd have looked better if they were more on the orange side than the purple and blue tones that I used. After a while, I finally got the clouds looking better. So I moved on to the detailing of the mermaid. I worked on getting her necklace to look like the one she wears in the game. I also worked more on her facial features. I thought maybe I made her face too long, so I painted off some of the chin area. I added more yellows on top of the sky. That red was just not working for me. It seemed too dark in value for a sky. I tried to also add some saturation on the yellows there. Just trying to keep the colors vibrant. I still thought she looked too white, as in literally the color white. So I tried adding in some flesh tones on her skin. Just some oranges and reds. And I painted the scale details on her mermaid tail. I like painting the scales. I like it when I can dab the color on it, and it gives that illusion of scale textures. In the end, she does have a lot of line work. Like in her arms and neck, it looks like line work, but I did it with a small brush and color tones. I still like the look of it. I don't know if I am into the end result though. I think it's okay. I wonder if maybe the other drawing version I did would have looked better. But with this version, at least I have the background and the colors. I don't think I would have picked the same warm tones if I was painting the other version. It would have probably ended up being mostly blues, since she was supposed to be underwater in that other version. But yeah, this one is just okay, I think. Oh, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!